what century, Jim?
Well, 8th century.
This is a king.
Sure you got the same language?
This is a very good book. I got it in America.
So,
Yeah, but the only thing about it is that it's like stories about kings in like 17th century, 16th century, and he's trying to say the same sentence in the 21.
These wild boar.
Wild boar.
Wild boars. That's plural. Jabalís.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah,
Jabalí
wild.
is singular.
Yeah. And he told me that, and I was like, I've never heard that sentence in my life.
Well,
They did a museum, all the new stuff in the riverside. If I am an Indian in an island, you know what I mean? It's like you went to an island and you found these new people there that
okay.
going to Navarre. There we're entering the province from the north part, and we are going through the mountains. We are visiting a park that is called the Señorío de Vertiz. We have an appointment there at 4. A guide is showing us the park and telling us about all the history. And before that, we'll be going to a very small village that is actually the capital of that part of this. This part is called Valle de Batán. It's a valley called Valle del Batán. It's very green and it's very nice. It's a very small town where my grandma was born. Actually, she wasn't born in the town because I will be explaining you all the way of life they have there. And she was born in the mountains, and she actually not usually went to the village because they lived in the mountains and they didn't have cars or anything. So we'll be going to the park at 4, and after that we'll be going to Leire. It's a monastery at this kind of the south of Navarre. We'll be seeing the difference between the north and the south of Navarre, and we'll be passing the night there. We'll be having dinner there also. That's what we're doing today. Called town, and they knew what they were doing. And all the houses, everything disappeared but a tree.
but a tree.
Yeah, and this tree, where we may see it today, is a very important symbol of the country, the Basque country. And Picasso, you know, the painter, the Spanish painter, he painted in a painting that is called Guernica, and it talks about all what happened in that time with the bombs and how all the town disappeared and all that. Is showing that picture.
These are the famous Eshtara, the Basque homes, the houses.
We will be seeing in the Basque country and in the north of Navarre a type of houses that are called caseríos. That's where my grandma was born. They're usually in the top of in the hills. They're lost of every road. But right now you will always see that kind of house in the town we are visiting and in close to the roads too. But the authentic one is the one that is by itself in the mountain. And in the beginning they were houses for the sheep and in general all the animals. And then they started to use it for living, but they used to have the ground floor for the animals and the first floor for the people to live, and the under, how do you say, the top of the building, the under roof for drying the vegetables and like wheat and all that stuff. We will be seeing the difference. Like Navarre is a region very close to the Basque country in the north, the region has a very different, two different parts. Well, three different parts. The north, the mountains, there'll be the Pyrenees in the east, and the Cantabric mountains in the west. That are the one we are visiting today. And then the south by the river, by the Ebro. That there you can find many vegetable plantation and wheat, and it's more flat. And in the north, we will be seeing more animals, more cattle. Is how you say, not cattle. They live more of the cattle, and in the south they live more of the plantation of the fields, in the fields. So the houses are different in the north than in the south. The south is more related to the Mediterranean cultures. Also, the Romans got there very easily because, well, the geography is easy to. So the culture is more close to the Mediterranean. They also have vineyards. We will be seeing it done on Monday when we are in Navarre yet, but getting close to La Rioja. We will be seeing many vineyards. So the houses are different too. They don't have like single houses by themselves in a place. They are more like towns altogether. Some of them castles and that kind of stuff. But in the north, it's more four houses together, one house by itself, a little town with 10 houses, something more like that. That is the riverside of the Ebro. The Ebro is a very important river in Spain. It's the one with more water. The caudal, I don't know, caudal is the word, with more water, the one with more water in Spain. And these towns are similar to the Mediterraneans. And the north part, northwest part, that is the one we are visiting, is very close to the Basque culture. They have the language, their same dances, the same houses, the kind of the landscape we are seeing right now, we will be seeing during the day. We won't really see the difference when we go from one province to the other, from the Basque Country to Navarre. But the funny thing is how Navarre fight all the time to not to split. Okay, they had the north and the south, and they were so different. There's amazing how the north never went to be part of the Basque Country, and the south part of La Rioja or Castilla even, and they always try to be together like a region, even if they're different. Because in the south they usually don't speak Basque, and they look different. Even the people look different.
This is Guernica.
Which is still alive.
Would you like for more?
Yes, please.
Fine.
Yes.
You can take him. You can Susan, you can take it.
This is where the most important institution of Biscay has its meetings. The name of the institution is General Assembly of Biscay, and it's like the parliament of this territory. You know, in Basque Country now, politically talking, is composed by three provinces: Vizcaya, Gipuzkoa, and Álava. Each one maintains its own institutions, a little parliament, and this is the Parliament of Biscay, and a little government. So the government now in Basque language is called Foru Aldundia, in Spanish Diputación Foral, and is the executive that carries out the laws that are passed here. And the same happens in Guipúzcoa and in Álava. In Guipúzcoa there is another little parliament, another little government, and in Álava the same. Those three provinces that are politically linked, they have two more institutions in common. They are the Basque Parliament and the Basque Government, but they are in Vitoria, in the province of Álava. So this is the Parliament. Of this case, this is the most important institution, but only of this territory. On the other hand, this is the place where the tree of the Buddha is, and the tree is a symbol, and not a symbol for only this territory, and not only for the Basque three provinces that we have already mentioned. When we talk about the tree of Urnica, we talk about the Basque territory of the Basque people, but in a more general sense. So we must include another territories like Navarra, where is Pamplona, and the other Basque territories that are in France, because although we are not politically linked, we have the same language, we have the same cultural roots. So the tree is a symbol for the whole Basque country, including those territories. And the special meaning of the tree comes from the origin of those meetings. The assemblies are quite older than the building. The buildings from 19th century, but assemblies came from the Middle Age. At first, the traditions was to celebrate always the meetings outside and around the tree. The tree was the meeting point where different representatives from the different villages have to take place around this meeting point. And here there was a small church, a small hermitage. So they used to celebrate a mass before doing the political union outside and around the tree. With the time, to be more comfortable, they decided to remove those meetings from that area to the small church. And later on, in 19th century, the small church was demolished, and then they built this house in 1826. The architect was Antonio Echevarria, and he tried to maintain these previous traditions to use the church as the meeting room too. So he designed this as a parliament or assembly chamber, as a church too at the same time. So nowadays, although they not celebrate this, they don't use this place as a religious place or as a church, they keep on the altar that we have in this part of the room, and the holy water bases. Yes. The meetings are celebrated here from September until June, more or less one month. It depends on the different areas that they have to present to the general reunion, to the general assembly. And the members are 51. They are chosen each 4 years. Okay. Each 4 years, they are chosen each 4 years, the different representatives, the different members that compose the institution. They are 51. 51.
Once a year. I mean,
No,
they're elected once a year.
No, once a year, no. Each 4 years.
Each 4 years.
Yes.
Now, was this reconstructed after?
No, it wasn't affected by the bombing. This building and this area that is around this building, it wasn't affected by the bombing.
Now, do they meet actually in this building?
Yes, they meet. They meet each one per month, one per month. We mentioned something about the decoration. Okay, the paintings are from 17th century. They are older than the building because they were made to decorate the small church that was here at first. And they represent the different lords of Biscay. They were the authority of this territory, but have to take into account that the people of Biscay have some system to control the power of the law. We have in the top of the room different scriptures, and they are in Basque language and in Spanish, basically saying in Spanish, juró los fueros, in Basque language, sin egin zituen foruak. Fueros of foruak were the laws that they were taken from customs. So the Lord of Biscay had to swear that he would respect those laws to be accepted as a lord, as an authority by the people of Biscay. So it was like an agreement between two kinds of powers, the power of the Lord, that was a title that was inherited, and the power of the people. So in between those kind of powers, they make they made this kind of agreement. So the Lord had to lay or had to swear that he will respect those laws, and after doing that, then he was accepted. And to see how they celebrate this moment, and you can see a romantic view of this moment, of this ceremony, of the swearing of the swearing of laws of this day. The other one that is made, the other one that is below, this is made in 17th century. This is older, and it's made by Ferdinand Francisco de Mendieta, and we can see Ferdinand the Catholic, who is in the center, swearing the laws of Vizcaya. He was king, Carapon, Lutheran of Castilla, but he was Lord of Vizcaya too. So he was obliged to swear the laws as his ancestors. And we can see how was this place before building this house. You can see the area where they used to celebrate the meetings. So the surrounding tree had only this small church that later on was substituted by this building in 19th century. Do you want to see the tree? To go outside? Yes, we have more than one. The one that is the official one, but we have the one that's the previous.
Well, this is the official tree.
Hearing what she
Can you get
said.
it through the bars, maybe? We get the better picture without the bars.
I'm gonna get the tree.
No, this is the stump, right?
The tree is in the painting.
The meeting room in the center. So the part that we have to the right must be repeated to the left. And this is the part that they couldn't finish because this civil war that began in 1833. But this is not the other war that you were referring. And it was the war that happened in 19th century. So Antonio Echevarria wanted to have a symmetrical building, to have this as the meeting room in the center. The part that is a little bit higher was the archive. Between the archive and the meeting room, it was an open courtyard, and the same scheme must be repeated to the other part. Another building that must be closed, and between this building and the meeting room, another courtyard. They did this small tribune that was from the same period, but replaced another one that was made on wood, more simple. It was the place where at first the authorities have the sitting place to manage the meetings when the meetings were celebrated outside. Nowadays, this is used in a very few and special occasions. The most important one is when the past president, the Lendakari Ibarretxe, his surname is Ibarretxe, must take off of his office. So at that moment, is celebrated here under the tree because the symbolical meaning that the tree has for the Basque people. And because the first Basque president celebrate this ceremony, this moment here under the tree. And here in this stone, we have the words that the first president pronounced to swear his church. Yes, and they repeated. The rest of the Basque president repeated the same words.
Are the meetings done spoken in Basque?
In Basque and in Spanish, in both languages. Yes, the president of this institution, for example, although he perfectly knows Basque and Spanish, he only speaks in Basque. And there is a system of translations, and the rest of the people that doesn't know Basque, they have this special system of translation to understand what he or the people says in Basque language.
Does anyone know what?
So, for the three provinces together, we have the Basque Parliament and the Basque Commune. Okay? And you can see that those three provinces are in another bigger map. And here it's Nafarroa, where Iruña is, San Fermín, and this is the border, and this is France. Those are not politically linked, but we have the same language and the same culture. So it's different to talk about Basque Country politically or to talk about Basque Country cultural, historical, or linguistically. Okay? So when we talk about the tree, we always are referring to those Basque countries. And when we talk about the Basque Parliament, you want to say from. This is the church of San Juan de Bosnia-Herzegovina, and that is where near 200 people died. And because of that, to remember this moment, this tragedy, he painted this. It's different than the people to South America to North America. Mostly the people that live in North America have economic reasons. And most of them were from.
But the songs you're gonna have there in Basque.
Oh, it's good. That's
Probably a
good.
mix of both languages. Just in case you're interested in how that sound falls. So we're literally so we can start yes.
Ah. Oh, guitar. How do you find guitar music?
You got the sunshine in there.
Thank you for looking after me and bringing me with you. Now you have to take me with my own foot beside the assembly house where my father and ancestors are, so that one day I can be the great oak of the lineage of the tree of Peru.
Like I was, the old oak. Here I take my rest, at the Assembly House in Guernica, where the General Assemblies meet, the maximum representative body with popular participation by the Biscayan, the Parliament of Biscay. Look at this place, an oak grove in the mountains. The first of us left here hundreds of years ago to become the symbol of peace, democracy and freedom for our people, and the most universal image of the Basque people. For centuries, every town sent its freely elected representatives to discuss the common problems of the seigneury, or territory, at their general assemblies. They deliberated, at first in my shade, and then, with the passing of time, inside the Assembly House, in what is now the plenary session chamber. Their actions were based on the old laws, the fueros, a set of customs and usages that the people established for themselves as their mandamus or legal code over the years. Based on this, democratic instruments such as the habeas corpus, the prohibition of torture, or Idalgo universal, abolition of vassalage, were developed a long time before other institutions in Europe did the same. For many years, harmony reigned in Biscay. The Lord, or senior, swore to respect the old laws, and once he did so, his authority was accepted.
I, Lord of Biscay, do well and truly swear to uphold and order respect for all the freedoms, exemptions, privileges, uses and customs that the Biscayans, both from the countryside and from the towns and cities, and from the Encartaciones and Durangueses, have had until now, and in the manner that they possess and want them.
I do so swear.
I do so swear.
I do so swear. Those were good times that finished in 1876, when different crises and tensions culminated in the abolition of the old laws. I lived through that time that dried me out, but only physically. They could not do away with me, and I became the symbol of what we were, and of what, from then onwards, we would always be. All this is what those who cruelly bombed Guernica on 26th of April 1937 tried to annihilate.
My father remained standing, while I was growing stronger, for 100 years, until 1979, when we Basques recovered our capability to develop home rule. And the representatives elected by the people returned to this assembly house, reinstating their institutions, such as the General Assemblies. Today, like yesteryear, we take decisions that affect our daily life in matters such as public works, transport, social welfare, agriculture, economic development, industry and employment, culture, and the environment. Now, like them, we administer our own financial resources. Nowadays, through the economic agreement. From among their ranks, the General Assemblies also choose the Deputy General, or President of Biscay, who governs the Territorial Council and appoints the councillors, whose management is controlled by the members of the Parliament. And if Biscay and the other historical territories have recovered their democratic institutions, we Basques have also jointly organised our country, Euskadi, with a Basque government and parliament in Vitoria, Gasteiz. We know that there will always be an oak tree to provide shade for the assemblies to meet. A sturdy oak, like my father was and I am, the symbol of the permanence of a people and its institutions against the historical changes that it has experienced in the course of time. An oak that has spread beyond the geographical limits of Biscay to become the reference point for the whole of the Basque country. For this reason, the Lehendakari, the President of the Basque government, comes to Guernica to swear the oath of office in my shade.
Jainkoaren aurrean apalik, Eusko Lur gainean zutunik, azaben gomutaz, Gernikako zuaizpean, herri ordezkarion aintzinean, nere agindua ondo betetzea zin dagit.
In my shade one day, who knows? must grow healthy and strong, so that the soul of Euskadi is perpetuated through me and survives with all the splendor of our language, Basque, and the beauty of our culture, customs, and traditions.
That will be your job.
Meanwhile, day by day, the men and women of this land will continue to work for the welfare and progress of Biscay and Euskadi. And at these general assemblies, in my shade, they will be sure that their will and their steadfastness, personified in this oak tree of Guernica, will be a true reflection of what they have been, are, and will be.
Yeah. Square is the same guy. His name is Chillida, and he may be like 70 or 80. Now he's very sick. He is Basque, and he's very important cultural in Spain. He's a very important sculptor, and he also paints. And this is one of his sculptures. And the other one is from Henry Moore. Super sculpture.
Henry Moore.
Be kind. Be kind.
The original painting. Oh. And well, actually,
I
this
almost
size.
brought my hat right here. I almost but I put it away at the last minute.
The hill to the left is France, actually.
Hello. Okay, you see those hills over your left? That's France. We are so close that we can see it. And actually we don't have enough time to get to France, but if we would like, it will be just take the road, get there and come back. There are no customs anymore between all the European community countries. So you can get there, you don't have to go through any customs, do anything. You don't even realize sometimes in which country you are. We'll be leaving the Basque country in a few meters and getting into Navarre, our new community, new region. They have a fronton. That's how we call it.
Fronton's a wall, yeah.
It's like a wall, and they play with. But in this part,
Navarra, they have it every town. And because in the rest of the country we have just a wall and outside, but just a wall. But here in Navarra it's so typical to play these sports that some of them, like this one, are closed and some have lights like this one. Since this is the capital and it's a kind of rich town, they have a new nice one with the bar inside. It's closed, it has light. But in some towns, like where my family lives, it's outside. It's only like there are only 3 walls. It's open, and it won't even have a roof. It's
How do you say? What do you say? Oh, that's what you call pelota.
Yeah, pelota vasca.
Pelota basca. Pelota, I wonder.
Sorry.
Want me to take a picture of you?
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of you.
Okay. Oh my God.
Turn this way, everybody. There we go. Nice scene.
Oh yeah, you're right there.
What is it? Compostela.
Told me to bring my heavy coat.
Look at all this. Oh, look at this. Ooh.
This is what they came to see.
Bunch of palm trees, but they're fuzzy palm trees.
Oh,
They're woolly,
yeah.
they're woolly palms.
Yeah, woolly palm trees. I wonder what country they came from. Australia, maybe?
I don't know, but look out for the falling coconuts.
Uh-oh, we're going to get it.
The Moors.
The Moors from...
They were just slipping. Uh-oh. Yes. It's square.
There's one still up there. There's another lady up there.
Waiting to be rescued.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Oh, I got a building.
Big. It is so big.
Moors. Built by the Moors? I don't know. I'm wondering it. To control this area. Just look at the filigree up there. But when it rains, they fire water. Burning pitch.
They decide to rebuild it and later to make it bigger. So after 20 years they got this part we have already visited. And in the middle, between the two parts, there are some ruins of the church of the king and queen. Like, capilla.
What a great shot.
This is down over the town.
The 13th century, they weren't, 13th century's 1200s, they weren't expelled in 1492. They had gone to the New World.
The other side, there's
See the old castle. On this
too many shadows on that side.
Well, look at here on the wall.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, look at the shape it was in.
This is part of the old castle.
This was the King's Chapel. There's nobody asking for an extra big
Do you know what that is?
doesn't stop. You know, there's not squares.
The walls of the city are placed up on the north, so it was quite complicated or difficult to enter in the city by the north. But the south was flat. So at the end of 16th century, the beginning of 17th century, the king Philip II was not a king of Navarre anymore. Ordered the construction of that fortress to defend the south of the city. Originally, the fortress or the citadel had a star shape with 5 branches. Nowadays we only keep 3. It was, to understand, we had the walls in here and in the fortress here. So 2 of the branches of the fortress were placed inside the city and 3 of them outside. So at the end of 19th century, it was prohibited to build. Pamplona became bigger. It was prohibited to build outside the walls. So it's when they decided to destroy those 2 branches that they were inside the wall, the city, to build all those houses that we have up there. And in the year 1920, Pamplona again became bigger, and it's when they destroyed part of the walls to make houses. So that fortress or citadel belonged to the militaries until the year 1966. And even they lived inside the citadel. That year, the militaries sold the fortress to the town hall, and the town hall restored the important buildings and convert the fortress in that public garden that you are able to see today. The extension of the whole fortress is 275,000 square meters.
Wow.
And all those buildings that we keep nowadays are just the round one that has at the top a small chimney was the kitchen. It's just at the back of those trees.
Was the what?
The kitchen. The rectangular one just next to was the cellar.
Cellar?
Cellar, yeah, to keep
Storing.
Cold storage.
Those small doors that we have up there were the stables for horses.
Okay.
The biggest one we keep nowadays in the fortress is that one was arm room. Was the place in which they used to keep arms, but the place in which they will receive important people coming to Pamplona. Of there. And the last one, we are not able to see it very well, quite well from here. It's at the back of those trees. That's the powder to keep the gamma powder. And those buildings today are used for expositions. All those people, people from Navarra who want to show their photograph, architecture, sculptures, wherever, they ask permission to the town, and depending on how big the exposition is given one or the other building.
Fine.
That knew how to describe and promote the city of Pamplona.
Isn't it Saint for me? Like Saint James, Saint.
Okay.
Saint.
Well, it's saying,
Famous ballroom. Stanchions for the ring of the walls.
Well, our hotel is back that way.
Quella là.
Is at the back of those trees. So pilgrims, when they enter in, King Charles III to Naples. Until the year 1423, there were, we had three different, each borough had different coat of arms. Unified that coat of arms for all the citizens of the city. And the other one with some chains is the coat of arms of Navarra. We have some chains in our coat of arms since the 13th century.
Chains.
Begins Pamplona's festival the 6th of July. When it's midday at the clock of the town hall, they throw a rocket from the second balcony. That square is full up of people. So for the festivals, we are dressed in red and white. White trousers or skirt, white shirt, red belt. And we put the red scarf when the rocket already explodes. And we take it out the 14th of July at midnight. When festivals are over in that square. So the official clock for the reign of the bulls is that one. When it's 8 o'clock in St. Anthony's Church, they throw the rocket. So at the end of that street, we have the stables. So bulls.
Competition, they're all. Everybody's coming out now. Only deer there.
It was. I'd never seen that before.
Right.
Pilgrimage.
I didn't need to walk in front of you, so. That's
Oh, what a gal, what a gal.
Right there. Yeah. Sorry, show me the shot. Oh. No.
One, two, three, raise, show, down, show.
Action.
Side to side, lado, derecho.
Linterna, a light, like a lighthouse at the top. That it was for, there were many pilgrims buried here, so it was like keeping them souls, and also for showing the way for the pilgrims. At night they could walk and know where they had to get, because they would be seeing that was very normal to have like a lighthouse with fire, of course.
Where did they bury them? In the yard
They
here?
buried between the church and the arcs, and when they start not having place.
Does this
close
church
to the
have
ground.
fire or light?
On the pilgrimage.
Yeah, you see the things
Right there. What's right here? That's onion, huh? That's onion. And that's lettuce beyond?
They're right here in Ovanes. So
It's
they
the
will
end of
be
the
going
journey.
to this place maybe at 3, 4. They will be walking this place.
I mean, people, they're actually they don't walk.
Yeah, they are every day.
But we don't see them because
Well,
we missed
we don't see them because we start at the end of what is the
I should have waited till that lady came walking across for human interest. Yeah, that should be good if it's all in focus.
I should know. Read it.
That's church. Yeah, you do.
La mitad del líquido que necesitamos lo hacemos directamente y la otra mitad la compramos ya hecho en cooperativas.
Ya he hecho el vino.
Hecho,
Pero,
terminado.
lo que son los campos de, o sea, los cultivos, no compráis la uva.
La uva,
también.
sí, se la compramos al
O sea,
agricultor
la
y
mitad
luego
compráis la
vale
uva
al
al agricultor y la
agricultor
mitad compráis el vino.
el vino, eso es.
Okay, in La Rioja, half of the production of this place, well, in general in La Rioja, they buy the grapes, and they make their own wine, and the other half of the production, they do it, they buy the wine to small,
From small
from small
Vineyards.
Yeah, vineyards, and they make it to be their way.
They blend it.
Yeah, so they're half that they do all the job, all the work, and half that is almost the work done.
Bien. Lo único para que os hagáis una idea de la bodega que vais a ver, esta bodega con respecto a Rioja es una bodega mediana de tamaño y hacemos de 7 a 8 millones de botellas entre 40 personas que somos los que trabajamos.
Okay, this one is a medium-sized bodega. How is it bodega?
Winery.
Winery. It's a medium-sized winery, and they do ¿cuántas botellas?
7 u 8 millones.
7 or 8
Depende del año.
million bottles, depending on the year, and there are 40 people working here.
Wow.
And it's a medium.
Entonces, en función además de...
Around 10 or 12 medium-sized wineries in La Rioja, and the product, it goes mainly to the restaurants, okay? And the big wineries that there are two or three, those are the ones that get the wine to the big stores that go directly for the public. But these ones are mainly for the restaurants and all that.
Clean of the bottles.
Watch out. Oh, too
They're all numbered.
puedes comprar sin tostar, porque claro, el arqueo se hace con fuego lento. Entonces puede ser sin tostar, medio tostado o muy tostado. Por ejemplo, esta bodega que se dedica a vinos de calidad, lo normal es que tenga barricas sin tostar o por medio tostado. Y lo que quiero decir todo esto del tostado es que cuando una madera está tostada te deja mucho sabor a madera, pero te oculta, que si es malo en definitiva, sí, te oculta el sabor del vino.
I'm in the sub-basement.
Come to order, everybody.
For many years, all over La Rioja, there were many places that they work on pottery. But right now, only Navarrete works on pottery. So we're visiting the last places, and they have some industrial places here too. But we are visiting a man that works.
Yeah, it's right on the ledge. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you can zoom in.
Oh, yes.
Yes, can you see it?
Yes.
del número 35.610 y en Abononoto esta ha sido la combinación ganadora. 7, 11, 14...
In the bush now.
It's up home, but
Really is up top. No, he's far from us again. No, get out. He hasn't landed yet. He's going around the other way. He's checking everything out.
Yeah.
Monasteries, the up and the down. One, you remember Suso and Yuso?
Los nombres son en latín y significan el de arriba y el de
Se lo explico en el
abajo.
autobús.
Ah, vale, perfecto. El de arriba es del siglo VI al siglo XI y en el siglo XI vienen los benedictinos y fundan Yuso.
The up one is from 6th century to 11, and the down they come the Benedicts, the order of the Benedicts. They built it
En el siglo XI.
at the 11th century. Yeah,
Vinieron
so
por el camino de Santiago.
Yeah, they went through the path of San James Way. ¿Es parte del camino?
Es parte del camino. El camino no es una línea. El camino es ambos lados de ese camino una unión, una franja.
Sí. Yeah, he's saying that the path is not just a line. It's a line, and the places you find at both sides of that.
Se nota por la historia, el arte, la
Because
cultura.
the culture, the art, the history of that, not just the way, but around it, you can see that the path went through that places too. Okay. ¿En qué año me has dicho?
En el siglo X.
At the 10th century.
El texto en latín, pero era muy difícil para los estudiantes. para los futuros monjes.
The text was in Latin, but it was very hard for the future monks, for the students.
Y un maestro escribió entre las líneas y los márgenes anotaciones en latín, en español y en vasco.
So, since it was hard for them to understand it in Latin, he makes some, a teacher makes some, wrote, you see the small, the words, like notes in Spanish, in Basque, and also in Latin, some notes. Those are the first words written in Spanish.
Precisamente eran las 4 esquinas del claustro donde se sentaba el maestro en la silla.
The 4 squares of the cloister, there was one different class going on, and the teacher was either at the sport, at the of the cloister. So it will be 4 teachers going on with 4 classes at the same time.
La silla era la cátedra y él el catedrático.
Okay, the chair was the cathedra. You say that for teachers, like at university. Here we call them catedráticos. At university, the main teachers, they're called catedráticos.
Department head, we call it.
The door. That part there is already restored, and they are working on this one here. They are going through many restorations in the place.
Who's the picture of the man on the horse?
Of the Arabs, like Santiago, St. James is kind of the same. It's like St. James, that you will always see him either in this way fighting the Moors, or looking like a pilgrim, and he never went to the pilgrim. Oh, I wish we could hear it.
Vamos a ver la sacristía, la que me... Siglo XVIII.
They changed because there were many monks here, so they needed a big place for changing. The sacristies for changing their clothes.
Lo único que había antes era una sillería alrededor. Todavía queda bastante.
There was then by that time, because they used this for their meetings and that, they were around all this kind of chair, only around the door.
But the paintings.
Y el suelo y las ventanas únicamente son para el sol de una luna que es muy suave.
And the windows are
There's solar heat that people put the solar windows and glass in their houses, and it gets the natural.
Yeah, summer is very, very hot, so you kind of have huge windows, and in winter it's cold, so it's kind of looking for the middle.
Y como la piedra tiene una gran cantidad de agua, los ángeles.
242 years untouched.
The queen Jacob, and he's praying in his room. There's a dog up there, and
now we will be walking there and we will be seeing that there's another one over there that is like going around. So and just one monk carries the book, and it weighs 80 kilos.
Oh my goodness!
What's a kilo? Who knows the measurement? That was funny.
Y de las piedras antiguas, porque estas arquetas son modernas, pero los marfiles son antiguos. 1944. Los cofres, chest. El marfil.
The ivory is old, but the coffers are from 19th century.
Del siglo XX.
Oh, the 20th century.
Pero sí que se colocaron 6
Is that the elephant is not, well, has a hole inside. Oh yeah, it's not all full, but the mammoth is. And they read all these the things that the guys that made them were written, and they realized they were what's it called? They were all full. So they also made these carbono 14, and they realized they are 12,000 years old.
Estaban en el hielo de Siberia.
They were at the ice of Siberia and Russia.
El caso que pensaban que las tropas de Napoleón creían que el marfil no era importante, no era valioso, creían que era hueso.
Napoleon troops, they thought that the ivory wasn't. No, it was just bombs. So they left it.
Pero se llevaron 11.
Area right here.
Yeah, well, so's that pipe across the way there.
Up there, they're called the. Yeah, because here all those are
Down there.
Well, this is what your guide used to do during the trip.
You're on candid camera. We have rocks like this at home. We have rocks like this at home, where they were hot, they were together, just like this, in the ocean.
Good evening, her name is Rose. Entonces, el recorrido del monasterio. We're going to visit the monastery, starting at the newest, the most modern part, to the origin of the monastery. There's a cloister, then the church, and at the church we can find all the kings that they were buried here. Kings that are in different times and periods of time where it had to do with this from the Gothic period, but the last part of the Gothic period that is called Gótico Florido, it will be something like flowery Gothic, and is dedicated to the Emperor Charles I of Spain, of Germany, and that's his coat of arms, and with the eagles with two heads.
El motivo de encontrar el emblema de este emperador en el monasterio es debido a que ayudó a los monjes argentinos en la construcción del claustro.
We can find this here because he helped the Benedict monks, they were the ones living here, at the construction of the cloister that we're going to visit.
En lo que se refiere a la cúpula, es una cúpula renacentista del siglo XVI.
The vault is a Renaissance vault from 16th century.
Da la sensación de que es muy alta, pero en realidad está pintada. Es un claustro del siglo XVI.
It's a cloister from 16th century.
Llamado o conocido como el claustro de los caballeros.
It's called the cloister of the knights. Yeah, the knights.
Y esto es debido, este nombre es debido a
here. The name is given by all the people that were buried here.
What happened to the heads of the statues?
No es templario, ¿no?
No. Durante el siglo XIX, el monasterio estuvo abandonado durante diversos periodos. Fue utilizado como cuartel por las tropas francesas durante la Guerra de la Independencia, y a las tropas francesas es a quien se les atribuye la decapitación de todas estas imágenes.
French people came again
and
took their heart. Yeah, during 19th century, some periods of time, there were no monks living here, and one of those periods was during the French War, and the Napoleon troops were the ones that took all the heads.
También en España se produjo, eso es al final del siglo XIX, sí, de 1835 a 1890.
During 19th century, also the desamortización de Mendizábal. I think I've talked to you about this before. It's a period of time when the government decided to take all the monasteries, so they don't have monks anymore, and they belong to the government. So they were no monks here any for longer, and they use it for people that didn't have a home to be inside of here. Monks, they are Franciscan. There are only 5, solo 5.
Desde que ellos llegan,
This cloister that is you couldn't see in any other place.
Esta filigrana es una filigrana plateresca.
It's called in Spanish plateresco. Eso es como el Renacimiento, el Renacimiento, ¿no?
Sí, es el periodo de
translation. So what they did is putting all the way the silver workers work silver, they will put it in the stone. So that's why it's called that way.
And they're
cloister. So it was supposed to be a message on those workings. So these monks will get the message from the cloister too.
Nosotros vamos a ver dos ejemplos, que son los más sencillos porque siempre se repite el mismo elemento, que son los ángeles.
Two of the elements mostly.
Y aquí es donde todo tuvo su origen, donde la imagen de Santa María la Real se encontraba.
The image, the statue of Saint Mary the Royal was found, and in honor of the lady, all the monastery was built. This is another different one. The one that was here, you can find it at the main altar and the church. We will be seeing now.
Y esta imagen es una talla de finales del siglo XIII, conocida como Nuestra Señora de la Rosa.
This one is from the end of the Lady of the Rose. Okay,
we will be seeing them, or at least looking for them. There are caves all over the mountain, and they were people lived there. They used to live there when the Celtics came, because they have like harder times. So they were more secure.
Yes,
So
for
they
protection.
for protection they have these caves. So I guess in one of them, this one, they found this virgin.
Entonces, cuando España es...
When the Arabs come to Spain, the Catholics, they get all the images, all the statues in places that they wouldn't found them.
How they hid them.
Legends in Spain of virgins being found inside of trees, inside of walls, in caves, because they were hiding from the Muslims during that time.
En este monasterio
There's a legend in this town that says that the king finds the virgin, but actually he already knew that the virgin was inside of the cave. Of this place, just because of a legend, there were also economical and political reasons why they built this monastery here.
Convirtiendo en un lugar muy importante. ¿De dónde era rey? Don García era rey de Nájera, Pamplona, los territorios que están entre Castilla y Aragón.
Okay, Don García, he was the king of Pamplona and Nájera, the territories that are between Aragon and Castilla. So he wanted everybody to make sure this part of the country was his. So it was a way of, what better way than building a monastery so everyone would know that this was his land.
Entonces,
favoreció mucho esta población y le otorgó un fuero, es decir, una serie de privilegios que favorecían la repoblación de todos estos territorios.
These men had a lot of favors for this place, Nájera, and he gave them some fueros, remember?
Yes, laws,
in the
or
Vasca,
rights.
also in Pamplona. So they had people come here, so it will be empty, because this place.
hoy en día, pues, de toda esa época de la Edad
belongs to Blanca de Navarra. That would be exact translation, the white, Blanca, white of Navarra, that's the name.
García Sánchez.
García Sánchez.
Sancho García Sánchez, Sancho Garcés Abarca, García Sánchez el Templón, Sancho III el Mayor, García Sánchez el de Peñalén y Sancho Garcés.
Yeah, they're García Sánchez or Sancho Garcés.
Lo que quiero que vean es que todos se llamaban igual, o bien era Sancho Garcés o García Sánchez.
Sánchez, it means son of Sancho. So they will keep the same names because one was the son of Sancho, so his last name it will be Sánchez, but his first name it will be Garcés, García, and then he has a son, so he's son of García, Garcés. So they keep her.
Ese sepulcro es un sepulcro románico de mediados del siglo XII.
It's a Romanesque
Lo que estamos viendo es tan solo la tapa, la cubierta, solamente la parte superior.
What we are seeing is just the cover of the sarcophagus.
Entonces, aquí
Come here, Paul. There you go. It looks like adobe huts, you know, the adobe houses. Everything else.
Now, which hermit lived in those?
No, I mean.
Okay. Santo Domingo de la Calzada.
Okay, got it.
Okay, why is this so important? Because Santo Domingo, he was an hermit that, well, I will start the story from the beginning. In the place where we now find the village, there was a forest of leaf oaks. Leaf oaks, that's what I mean. And by a river, the river Oja. Yeah. So this hermit went there. He started living there, and then he wanted to make the way for the pilgrims easier. So he started to first he built a bridge, then he built a hospital and a church for the pilgrims. His idea all the time was making pilgrims' life going through this way being easier. So he was a very important person. He was like the first that thought of hospitality and all these kind of things that the way means.
What century was that?
12th century, I think. And he's known as the architect of the way. So, and the village is now as it was then. We can see the main street that was the one that the pilgrims went through going to the city, and many buildings were built by him and, well, by him and his followers, because when he died, they kept doing things for building buildings for the pilgrim. And so he built the church and the hospital, the bridge, and after him, his followers, they built the cathedral. It's a very important cathedral on the way. We will be seeing, I hope, because they will be having a mass, I hope they're open before. They couldn't tell me yesterday. So we can go inside and look around, because it's a very typical cathedral of the way. We have seen some kind of this before. The typical cathedrals of the way have 3 naves. The central one is higher than the other 2, and the laterals, the side, the naves at the sides are supposed having a mass at the central nave. The pilgrims could go around the church, not interrupting the mass, by the side, the lateral naves, and by a girola. Girola, it means girar is turning. So you could take the nave at the left, go around the mass, and then leave the church. That's very typical of the St. James way. Why? Because the pilgrims always wanted to go into the church even if they were having mass, but in order not to interrupt the mass, they will go around the church, visiting the church but not interrupting the mass. Oh, more pilgrims. We will be seeing them from now on until the end of the trip all the time. And there is a nice legend about this cathedral. We could see inside of the cathedral a cock and the wife of the cock, chicken, hen, a hen and a cock. There's a legend that says that during the medieval time, a family came through this village. They were a couple and their son. So they went to a hostel for sleeping and dinner and that. And the daughter of the owner of the hostel fell in love with the son of this couple, but he didn't like her. So she got mad because he didn't like her. He didn't want anything with her. And when these pilgrims were leaving the town, she put a mag inside of, before they were leaving, she put a mag inside of his luggage. A cap.
A mug.
Mug. No, cap.
Mug.
Mug.
Good.
No, that's hard. Mug.
Okay, so.
Let's live in cap.
A cup.
A cap.
A mug.
Whoa, what? For me, it's the same. Okay. Anyway,
At least it is
so
a mug.
she put it inside of his luggage. So, and then she told the police. When they were leaving the town, the village, they got him. So they wanted to hang him because he stole this. But the parents, they kept doing the pilgrimage. They went to Santiago, and when they were coming back, they found that their son was hanged, but he was alive because Santo Domingo, the saint, hold him up so he wouldn't die. So they both went to see the main person of the town, and they told he was having lunch, and he was having for lunch a cock and a hen. And they told him, our son is alive, is held by the saint. And the main person of the place, the governor, he said, he is as alive as this cock and hen. And in that moment, the cock and the hen became alive.
Oh!
So that's why they have these animals at the cathedral.
No te dejes pasar a nadie.
With the name on it. I still have the cast from last year. I haven't been working yet.
Ah, ya te le he dado. Ya te le he quitado.
¿Qué te ha puesto, señora, si no las dejo ver?
Ah, eres alta.
Claro, es que me he plantado. Wait, hold it. I want to take a picture. Hold it.
Go stand by the
back.
flower. Is the restroom downstairs?
Wait a minute.
This is John. I'll give it to her when she's done with the picture.
Ahí.